8th standard. Good morning, children. How are you? Children, listen. Today we are going to see the lesson, economics lesson, unit 2. Understand, after the midterm test, we'll see this lesson. Then unit 2, economics, that is public and private sectors. It is in page number 238. Those who are having the book, you just take 238. Here in this public and private sector, already the government has omitted some content in this lesson. While I am taking the lesson, I will say, okay, I will tell it to you then. Introduction, we will see. In this lesson, we are going to see about the history of public and private sectors and to understand the importance of the sectors and the difference between the public and private sectors and the functions of the private sectors. All these we'll see in this lesson. Actually, you all know that India is an agricultural country. So, that is before the independence, we didn't give much importance to the industries. Understand? So, in industry, we were only in poor condition because of India is an agricultural country. That we all know. So, to develop our Indian economy, to develop our industries, the government has taken some steps. Understand, that is example, 5-year plans. They started the 5-year plans and etc. Then the government has started many industries, as well as it allowed the private enterprises, private organizations to form, to adopted some industries. Understand? And afterwards, some years passed, both and public and private concerns joined together, they started the mixed economy. Okay. Then after some years, will follow up. That is, we have the collaboration with the other international companies, international foreign countries, other collaborations solradhu. Understand? Japan, India-Japan collaboration la nama nariya Suzuki and the mala bike ellam kuda vandadilla. So, andha madri Russian collaboration la nama pannittirukom. So, andha madri step by step India's industries, that is the sectors, private and public sectors, it were increased and also it developed. Okay, we will see about the public and private sector. There are all kinds of business in the organization, that is small scale as well as large scale industries, and industrial and trading. Then private ownership, public ownership. Okay, so like that, then primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector. In the Madri, we have much organizations, and these organizations affect our daily economic life, and therefore it become a very important part of Indian economy. Here, since our independence, that is our Indian economy, it consists both private and public government owned business enterprises, and it is known as mixed economy. So, nama independence start pannadhilande, we are following the mixed economy. That is another type of economy in India. And the government of India has opted for the mixed economy, both the private ownership and the government enterprises, that is public ownership. Understand? Adu rendathiyum sethu da the mixed economy. Here, so the economy, therefore, it is classified into two sectors. They are the public sector as well as the private sector. Here, the public sector, it was owned by the government. There are two sectors are there. Public sector and private sector. So, public sector, it was governed by, owned by the government, and private ownership, individual ownership. Individuals or groups, we can say. Understand? And all these sectors, இவங்க எல்லாமே யாருக்காக? For the welfare of the people, welfare of the country. Understand? And this private sector and public sector, moreover, it is what we can say. First of all, this public sector, it is owned by the government ownership. So, adula nariya profit varunte, they are not give much importance in profit. Understand? It looks after the welfare of the people only. But the private sector, individuals வச்சு நடத்துறது, private companies எல்லாம், அவங்கெல்லாம் எதை பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் இருப்பாங்க? They based only on the profit. Understand? Not for the welfare of the people. இவங்க எல்லாமே எதை பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் இருக்கும்? Private sector, all profit, and it is welfare of the people, government. Can you able to follow then? Okay. We'll see about the Indian economy in page number 239. This is. Can you see ma this picture? This picture. Understand? Indian economy. Here the Indian economy is divided into two sectors. One is public sector and another one is private sector. And under the control of public sector, that is the government, the department, it is divided into three. They are departmental undertaking, statutory corporations, and government companies. They were under the control of public sector. And private sector la ennala irukku appdin paakalam. Sole proprietorship, partnership, joint Hindu family, then cooperative, company, and multinational corporations. இதெல்லாம் வந்து எதோட கண்ட்ரோல்ல இருக்கு? Private sector. And in company also we have both private limited as well as the public limited. Can you able to follow? This is only the picture. Now we'll see about the definition of public sector. What is the definition of this? The public sector, it engage in the activities of providing the government goods and services generally by the undertaken by the government is called as public sector. And idhula edallam varum appdin paatha, the enterprises, agencies and the bodies, they are fully owned and controlled and run by the government only. And that is called as public sector. Fully it was under the control of the government. Understand? And it may be central government as well as state government. Government and solrom, it both central government irukkalam and state government irukkalam. And now next we will see about the history of the public sector. What is the history? Actually, we achieved the independence in 1947. That we all know. You all know that in August, on August 15, 1947, we got the independence. And at that time, India was only a primarily activity, that is the agricultural country. And there was a weak industrial base. Industries and alavukku nariya gain namakku illa. There were no much more industries at that time. So there were only at that time only 18 industries. 18 factories were in India, especially they were under the control of the Britishers, because Britishers ruled over India, that you all know. So all these 18 companies were factories were under the control of the British. Okay. And then what we can say, the Britishers, they ruled the subcontinent, and all the the factories, all the companies, they were ruled only by the British, and they were those companies were the key industries for the overcoming of the industries. Understand? So economic development, improving living standards and the economic sovereignty, all were in the hands of the British people only, the government only. And eppadi vandadu appdi nama paakradha history of public sector. Building upon the Bombay Plan, in 1940, it was called as Bombay Plan. What was this plan? Bombay Plan in the year 1940, which noted that The requirement of the government, the rules and regulations, and the first industrial policy resolution was announced in 1948, and the planning commission was set up by the cabinet commission, that is cabinet resolution, in March 1950, and the industrial act was enacted in the year 1951. So these are all the objective of empowering the government to take necessary steps for the regularized the industrial development. Can you able to follow then? And especially at that time, the first, the great prime minister, the first prime minister, yaru? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He only took much effort, understand, for that public sector, private sector, adu rendithiyum joined together, and he started the mixed economy. He only adopted the mixed economic system in India. And for that, what is that? He believed in the establishment of the basic and heavy industries. That government oda control irundhathu, then private ownership la irundhathu. Idu renduthiyum seethu dhaan he started the mixed economic condition Indian economy la kondu vandar. And India's second 5-year plan and the industrial policy resolution of 1956, they emphasized the development of public sector enterprises. Understand? And his vision, this Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru vision was carried and forward by Dr. V. Krishnamurti. அதுதான் அவர் என்னன்னு சொல்கிறாங்க, Dr. V. Krishnamurti was called as the father of public sector undertaking in India. Understand, yaru? Dr. Krishnamurti, V. Krishnamurti, he was the father of public sector. And இன்னொருத்தர் யாருன்னு கேட்டால் Indian statistician. Understand, he was Professor P.C. Mahalanobis. He introduced the formulation policy, and it was called as Friedman-Mahalanobis model. Say all of you, Friedman-Mahalanobis model. Okay. And in 1991, the industrial policy was radically different from all other earlier policies. First in the policies, it was much different. And this policy, it gave greater freedom to the private ownership. வெறும் பப்ளிக் ஓனர்ஷிப் மட்டும் இருக்க வேண்டாம், ப்ரைவேட்டாக இண்டிவிஜுவல்ஸ் கொஞ்சம், இஃப் தே ஆர் வில்லிங் டு டூ, இஃப் தே ஆர் ஹேவிங் த எபிலிட்டி டு ரன் அன் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி, டு ரன் த கம்பெனிஸ்னால் அவங்க தே கேன் ஸ்டார்ட் அப்படின்றது. தே கேவ் த ஃப்ரீனஸ் டு ஓப்பன் த ப்ரைவேட் செக்டார். Understand? And and also they gave much freedom to the foreign investment. Foreigners kuda enna pannalam, they invested in India. Adha enna collaboration companies. Adha sonna India இன்னொரு ஃபாரின் கண்ட்ரி கூட சேர்ந்து இண்டஸ்ட்ரீஸ் வைக்கிறது, தட் தே ஆர் கால்ட் அஸ் ஃபாரின் கொலாபரேஷன். அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட்? And they were the multinational corporations. It has gained both Indian enterprise, Indian economy, as well as the company which came from foreign, in the which country அப்படின்றத பேஸ் பண்ணி இருக்கு. Okay, then we'll see the objectives of the public sector. First we saw the definition of public sector, then the history of public sector, and now we'll see about the objectives of the public sector. Ennala objectives? It promote rapid economic development through creation and expansion of infrastructure. Nalla surroundings, environment nalla develop pananum. Understand? For that it promote rapid economic development. Second one, to generate financial resources for development. Finance na enna? Money. Understand? Nalla money, profit nariya varanum அப்படின்றதுனால they started. And the third one, to promote redistribution of income and wealth. Wealth, income இதெல்லாம் வந்து distribute பண்றது, redistribution. And the next one, to create employment opportunities. If we started any industries, many people can get jobs, like employment, to create the employment opportunities, and to promote balanced regional growth. Regional means the area. ஒரு இண்டஸ்ட்ரி இருந்ததுனாலே அதில் ஒர்க் பண்ணுற பீப்புளெலாம் அங்கே தான் இருப்பாங்க. அவங்களுக்கு என்னென்ன ஹவுசிங் போர்டு கட்டி கொடுப்பாங்க, ரோட்ஸ் எல்லாம் போடுவாங்க, டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட் ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ் வந்துடும், வாட்டர் ஃபெசிலிட்டி, எவ்ரி திங். தட் ஏரியா வில் பிகம் the region will become developed. Understand? So regional growth to encourage the development of small scale and ancillary industries. Then next one, to accelerate export promotion and import substitution. So export enna pananum, to increase the export and imports. What is meant by imports? நம்ம வாங்குறது, நம்ம வாங்கிட்டே இருக்க கூடாது. Actually the export should be more than the import. அப்பதான் நம்மளோட எக்கானமி எப்படி இருக்கு, favorable balance of trade. Understand? Trade தான் the export and import வரும். நீங்கெல்லாம் you are studying in 8th standard, so you have to know about the trade. Trade is the what we can say, the export and import the commodities, that is called as trade. Export from India, from our country to other country. Example க்கு food item இல்ல, நம்மளோட அக்ரிகல்ச்சரில் இருக்கிற crops and many other items we are exporting it to other countries. Also import or imports, we are buying the goods from other countries, they are called as imports. இல்லை அந்த இம்போர்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் என்ன பார்த்தா, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் திஸ் டீசல், பெட்ரோலியம் we are importing from Arabian countries. அண்ட் ஜாப்பனீஸ், சைனாலேருந்து சைனா மேட் நிறைய நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிகிட்டே இருக்கோம், இம்போர்ட் வாங்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். Understand? So these are all the objectives of the public sector. Okay children, now we'll see about the classification of industries. What are the classification? There are 3 classification of industries. Classification of industries, what are they? There are 3 classification. One is called as Schedule A. Another one is called as Schedule B. Third one Schedule C. What is Schedule A அப்படினு பார்த்தா, it was started up, the public sector started up from 1956 ல இது ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணாங்க. It is controlled by the state government. Understand? Under the control, the state government, it is called as the what we can say, Schedule A. ஃபுல்லாக ஆக்குப்பை பண்ணுறது அது கவர்மெண்ட்டு தான் அதை அண்டர்டேக் பண்ணிப்பாங்க. தட் இஸ் ஷெட்யூல் ஏ. அண்ட் ஷெட்யூல் பி வந்து என்னன்னு பார்த்தோன்னா, இட் வாஸ் அண்டர் த கண்ட்ரோல் ஆஃப் ஸ்டேட் ஆஸ் வெல் அஸ் த ப்ரைவேட் ஓனர்ஷிப். ப்ரைவேட்டும் ஸ்டேட்டும் சேர்ந்து பண்ணுறது. Understand? It is called as Schedule B. And Schedule C வந்து only the private sector, only the private individuals. அது அவங்க பண்ணுறது Schedule C. This is Schedule B. And only the state government அப்படின்னு பார்த்தா Schedule A. State and private ownership பார்த்தோன்னா it is in Schedule B. And only the private அப்படின்னு பார்த்தா it is Schedule C. So these are the classification of industries. Can you able to follow children? Okay. In the next class we'll continue about the indicators of socio-economic development. Understand? We'll see in the next class. Until then, take care. Bye.